Hi everybody, Coach Allison back for Defy Aging, and we are now in week 48. This week we're going to be in your own space, so we're going to get away from the circuit, the rotating for this week, and it's going to be an AMRAP. And if some of you remember that, it stands for as many rounds as possible. The acronym is AMRAP. We're going to set a 25-minute time, and you go through the list of exercises, and there's 5 exercises. As many rounds as you can. You're not, don't shoot for going specifically fast. Go at your own pace. That's comfortable and safe. Take breaks, get some water. But 25 minutes and you just get as far as you get. There are, again, 5 exercises. We will have a team builder at the end, and everything is 15 reps. So it's easy to remember. You don't have to remember different rep counts or anything like that. Okay, let's demonstrate those 5 exercises. All right, exercise 1 is going to be a single-sided exercise, so there'll be 15 reps on each side, and it's a balancing single arm overhead press. So we're going to balance on the opposite side of the weight. So I have my weight in my right hand, I'm balancing on my left leg, and from here it's a standard shoulder press movement, which is palm forward like so. Remember, when you bring it down, try to bring it down to just about shin height. We don't have to go any lower than that. But we also want to make sure we're not stopping it too high, therefore kind of reducing our range of motion and then the overall effectiveness of the exercise. So 15 reps each side. Of course, we know balance is very challenging. So start maybe small by putting the foot just a little off the floor as you get more comfortable, or just, get stronger with this balancing. We can try working towards having the thigh parallel to the floor, and of course you can go near a wall or a rack to hold on to, but I definitely recommend not like holding on with a full fist. If you're holding onto a rack, maybe just a finger, like hook a fingertip around the rack, or if you're against the wall, just touch a fingertip to the wall. Sometimes just that little bit of help is kind of almost more of a mental thing. Therefore you're still really relying on the balance, but you have a little assistance. So 15 reps each side, and that is exercise 1. Exercise 2 is a bird dog pulse. Haven't done this one for a while. So bird dog, as typical as bird dog is on the floor, hands and knees like this, and we're going to lift one arm and the opposite leg. Okay, that would be typical bird dog. We're going to do pulses. So you keep the arm and leg raised, and you just kind of do little, little pulses. So I will show you. Starting position is here, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on for 15. And I don't know if it helps to see the other side, but I think it was pretty clear what I was doing. But 1, 2, 3. Keep your neck neutral at all times. So that means keep your gaze looking straight downward. And of course, if anyone can't get on the floor, we always have the incline option. It will be exactly the same, just on an incline. So soft bend in the knees, and it'll look like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, that is our bird dog pulse. 15 on each side for that one as well. Exercise 3 is push-ups, and yes, 15 push-ups in a row is a lot. So that's gonna maybe be our biggest challenge this week, perhaps. I'm not gonna demonstrate them. Coaches will demonstrate the different varieties. I'm going to keep this demo shorter, this whole video shorter, but we can do, knees on the floor. We can do an incline, or we can even do push-ups against a wall. Whatever works for you. And you can maybe mix and match too. Maybe round 1, when you're fresher, you can do on the floor on your knees, and then round 2, you're a little more tired and that's maybe too challenging at that point. You can come up to an incline. You can break it up into kind of little chunks of 5 at a time. So like do 5, take a quick little, deep breath, do another 5, however you need to get through those 15 reps. But yeah, exercise 3 is push-ups. Exercise 4, 2-point back row. Do this one quite often. So I had the 10 from the shoulder press, so I'm just using that. But you should use a different, whatever weight you can do for this. Everybody, I don't care your fitness level, where you're at, shoulders are weaker than our back. So whatever weight you could do your shoulder press with, I know you can go heavier, maybe even double for the 2-point row. Like I have a 10 here, you can grab a 20. So I promise you, I know sometimes weight sounds scary, but it depends what muscle group. And that's part of the learning process with all this stuff. But I hope you're enjoying learning over the months and years as well. But our back is very, very strong. So it's one of the exercises that we can pick the heavier weights. So that disclaimer first. We want that super wide stance. If we're too close like this, it kind of is too tempting to kind of have that rounded, curved, icky back position, and we don't want that. So if you step this leg back, same side that you have your weight, that really helps you to flatten out that back. You can support yourself on your front leg 100%, just like this. Take this weight, pull it up and slightly back. Don't overthink the back, so we don't want it way back here. I just mean we're not going up straight into the armpit like this. So up, slightly back, think of aiming it towards your hip bone, and it's okay to get a little twist. See how I'm getting that little tiny twist here on the way up. So 15 one side, 15 the other side, and that's our 2-point row. Okay, fifth and final exercise, single arm bicep curl. Now this, you could maybe go back to the same weight you used for your shoulders. Shoulders and biceps are relatively comparable as far as strength. In general, everybody's different. But anyways, half kneel position, the side with the knee that's down is going to be the side that you are holding the weight. And we're gonna do 15 bicep curls, slow and controlled, not slow motion, but we don't wanna go so fast that we're like needing to turn our body and use all that icky momentum, so slow and controlled. I like to put my hand in at the bottom because I feel like going like this makes my elbow and my arm have to kind of go out weird. So personally, I like to do this. If keeping the arm forward like this is comfortable for you, that's just fine. The weight might be too heavy if you're having to kick your elbow out like this, or maybe if you're having to shrug your shoulder. Those are signs that the weight might be on the heavy side. So try to keep that shoulder down and the elbow in at your side. So we're trying to avoid kind of that. 15 each side, and if anyone is not kneeling, we're going to turn this into a seated bicep curl. I know you might think like, oh, sitting sounds like it's easier. I get that, but it's actually not. I mean, yes, sitting feels nice, but when you sit up tall, trying to keep that posture and we incorporate something like this, it's actually getting more core work than if we just stood up. And you can even feel it if you test it out. Like I just felt my abs kind of disengage when I stood up. If you're doing the seated version though, you gotta sit really close to the edge of whatever you're sitting on, because you have to have room for this hand to come down all the way. See? If we're too far, back like this, it doesn't work. And we don't want any of these little half-C's curls. We don't want that. We want full range of motion. So if you are sitting, just scoot really close to the edge. Anyways, 15 each side, and that's our fifth and final exercise. All right, the team builder. Since the whole routine was kind of in your own space, at your own pace, we're gonna do a similar concept for a team builder. So you are working independently for this team builder, so it's not really a team builder, it's a finisher. Leg focus and cardio. We didn't have any cardio specific moves, so we're gonna do that now. Excuse me. It's a squat complex. That was not part of it. We're going to do 5 regular squats, 5 jump squats or fast squats if jumping is not something you are taking part in, and then a 30-second squat hold. So you'll want to be somewhere near either, most of the gyms have that interval timer that has the seconds that are just counting up all the time, or maybe a wall clock. So hopefully there's something like that in the area. So, but it'll look like this. I'm not going to do all in real time because I'm going to go quicker through it. 5 normal squats, down, up, okay? 5 jump squats. Remember, we're gonna just looking for that little bit of air under the feet. We don't have to get up super high. You're just going for a little jump. When you land, go right to the next squat, like that, so we're not like landing and jarring and anyway. And again, if the jumps are not an option, we're gonna go fast squat. So it's still a normal squat. We add some speed to add some intensity. And at the end of that, again, be near one of the clocks, go down into a squat and hold it for 30 seconds. Nothing like this, because this is just leaning forward. So keep it a squat. No hands on the thighs, unless maybe the last 2-3 seconds if you need to. Okay? And the goal is to do all of that in a row with no leg breaks. So you do the 5 squats, and then you go right to the jump squats, and then right to the hold. You don't do the 5 squats and then walk around for 10 seconds, and then that's kind of why it's a squat complex. We're gonna go through that twice if there's time. Hopefully there's time for 2 rounds of that. Do take a rest after the full thing though, before you start round 2. So after your isometric hold, then take a little 30 or 60-second break. But if there's time for 2 rounds, we're gonna go through 2 rounds, and that's gonna be a nice little thigh lower body finisher as well as some good cardio. All right, everybody, that's week 48. Hope you enjoy this, kind of getting away from the circuit rotation for a week, and I'll see you back in week 49.